Hi everyone, I'm Subandha and you're watching Ready with HR and I hope so you all are well and yes, you all are waiting for this session. This is HR course module 4 and session 3. Let us begin with the methods of performance appraisals and first method is self-assessment. Okay, let's have a quick recap so that you could know what we did in past and it's been long. So let's have a quick recap. Okay, so yes, we have discussed three modules till date and module 1 was about HRM, purpose of HRM, basic elements of HRM. Module 2, we are discussing basic elements in detail. So that was recruitment and selection. There we have discussed whole process of recruitment and selection in detail. There are several sessions, 20 plus sessions. You can check from the pinned comment HR course. And yes, this HR course is in Hindi as well. So if you're well versed in Hindi, you can check another channel that is ready to get update. You will find those sessions. Okay, and next module 3 we have discussed about training and development. We have discussed everything about training and development, so you can check from there. And this module 4 we have started on performance management. Okay, and this is methods of performance appraisal and first method is self assessment. So let's get started with it and make sure to subscribe this channel if you're watching me for the very first time and do hit that cute notification bell icon so that you could get my updates later on as well. So what is self assessment? You can understand by yourself. Self assessment, it is a key component of the performance appraisal process where employees evaluate their own performance, their own skills, contributions within a given review period. So it involves a self reflection on their achievements, challenges, and definitely areas for improvement based on predefined goals and expectations. So let's deep dive into this and we are going to discuss a lot of things. So first is purpose and importance of self-assessment. See, self-assessment serves multiple purposes within the performance management framework. Okay, multiple purposes. So first and foremost is encourages self-reflection. So employees assess their performance objectively by comparing their work with set goals and expectations. Whatever goals are set, whatever expectations are already set, they are assessing their performance objectively. This is, you can say this is a ice cream kind of a thing. You can say this is a cherry on the cake, as I have to assess myself. So it encourages personal accountability and ownership of professional development, because when I would be assessing my own self, okay, I have done this wrong, I have to correct it. Then yes, obviously there is a professional development. I would be focusing on professional development. Next is promotes self awareness, helps employees identify their own strengths and areas for improvement. Oh, this is my strength, this is where I'm weak, I need to improve, and what are the areas. Next is encourages employees to think critically about their contributions and performance gaps. When they have to assess themselves, what they're doing, they're thinking critically. Okay, what's my contribution, what I'm doing, what are the performance gaps. Okay, next is aligns with organizational goals. So by assessing their own contributions, employees can better understand how their work supports the broader goals of the organization. Okay, whatever they are doing, whatever they are performing, how I'm supporting in the broader goals of the organization. When we assess ourselves, then we assess everything. So this definitely works in the best way. Next is facilitates constructive conversations. Now forms the foundation for meaningful discussions during performance reviews. They won't be like, okay, when someone else is assessing us, we always feel like, okay, you're pointing this mistake because you don't like me, or you're pointing this mistake because you have some grudges with me. But what's happening now? I'm self assessing, I'm assessing by my own self. So there will be meaningful discussions. Okay, this is wrong because of this. I need to improve here. So this will be a part of meaningful discussion. Next is ensures the manager and employee are on the same page regarding performance metrics and expectations. Obviously, you can assess, you can compare, you can analyze that manager and employee are on the same page. And yes, performance metrics and expectations, all these things are considered. Next is empowers professional growth. Now see, motivates employees to take charge of their career development. Why? Because yes, They are empowering professional growth. This particular method is empowering professional growth, my own career development, my own professional development, identifies the skill gaps and encourages learning and development initiatives. So I have to learn this. Oh, this is a shortfall. I must do this to learn this. I will be able to find out myself. I will be able to find out. Why? Because I have to improve. So this is really a best method. Next is key elements of a self-assessment. We all know that a well-structured self-assessment often includes the following elements. What? First is the goal evaluation. Employees review their progress against previously set goals or key performance indicators. I know, okay, this goal is set for me. I have set this goal, means organization has set this goal. My manager, my supervisor has told me, okay, you have to achieve this. Now I have this goal. Now, what I have to do, I have to review the progress against previously set goals or whatever key performance indicators are there. So, yes, okay, let's discuss these examples. I achieved 90% of my quarterly sales target, contributing significantly to the department's revenue goals. Next is achievements and contributions. Now, again, employees highlight their accomplishments and contributions during the review period. Example, led a project that reduced operational errors by 15% through process optimization. Now, here, obviously, employee will highlight accomplishments and contributions, and that will be because he knows, she knows that okay, I have to self assess myself, self analyze, and I have to put this achievement and contribution, so I have to achieve it. Though these figures are not fake, these figures can't be fake because you have to prove it in numbers or percentages, that okay, you have analyzed it. Now what is the number, what is the percentage? Okay, next is challenges faced. Interesting. Employees acknowledge difficulties encountered and explain how they manage them. This is important because, see, you will be having some difficulties while performing any tasks. So, what are those difficulties and how you have managed it? Example, face challenges with the meeting tight deadlines, but resolved them by prioritizing tasks more effectively. Okay, next is the skills and competencies. So, employees assess their skill levels in various areas relevant to their job roles. Whatever skills should be there and whatever job role is there, that will be compared to each other. Next is example. Okay, demonstrated strong communication skills and client interactions but need to improve data analysis skills. Okay, if you have to improve certain skills, then yes, that will also be noted. Next is areas for improvement. Again, employees identify areas where they need additional training or development. Again, we are talking about the improvement. See, this is the best method. Self assessment is the best method because what you're doing, you are analyzing yourself. Next is example. I would benefit from advanced Excel training to enhance my data analysis skills. I know that, okay, if I need data analysis skills, this application I need to learn, this software I need to learn, this I need to learn. Okay, so this is where I can tell about areas for improvement and even I can improve. Next is feedback and suggestions. So see, employees may also suggest ways the organization can support their growth or improve overall processes. Example, see, regular feedback sessions would help me stay aligned with expectations more effectively. Okay, so this was key elements. Next, let's talk about steps in the self-assessment process. So, what are the steps actually? Firstly, we have to review job descriptions and goals. Okay, I have noted this down. Let me check this. Okay, review job description and goals. Employees revisit their job responsibilities and performance expectations outlined at the start of the review period. Okay, so yes, you might forget that what all expectations were there. If 15 or 20 expectations were there, you might have forgotten after that task. So what you have to do, you have to you can, or you should, or you must, or you will. Okay, that could be any way. If employee is reviewing himself, then yes, employee revisit their job responsibilities and performance expectations. Next is gather evidence. Now, see, collect records of completed projects, positive feedback from colleagues, and performance data. So, what you're doing, you are gathering evidence. Not only, see, self assessment is not only over analyzing yourself, doing it yourself only, but yes, you have to involve other people also to assess yourself. Next is reflect on achievements. So identify key accomplishments, milestones, and positive outcomes. This is important. Next is identify challenges. Now, see, reflect on difficulties encountered and how they were managed. Now you would be thinking that okay, we have discussed this above, so this is a step, so we are going to discuss everything here also, as these are the steps. Now people always ask how we will assess, how we can assess, what is the process, what are the steps involved. So this is, you can note down this in numbers, that first of all what you have to do, and then what next steps will be there. So review job descriptions, then gather evidence, reflect on achievements. Now identifying challenges, what kind of challenges were there, what kind of difficulties you encountered, and how you managed it. Next is provide specific examples, use specific instances to support self evaluations and ratings. Okay, that's important. You can use specific instances, examples, to state what happened, why happened. Next is rate performance. Now, see, some self assessments may require employees to rate themselves using a numerical or descriptive scale. And yes, submit for review. The completed self assessment is shared with the manager or HR for further evaluation. Okay, now, okay, let's discuss about the example of a self assessment form. Okay, so here you can write your employee name, ABC, position name. Okay, we are taking sales executive, and review period is from January 24 to December 24. Okay, we are taking this. Now, achievements, exceeded annual sales target by 15%. This is, yes, definitely an achievement because you have exceeded. Forget about, okay, it's only 15%. No, it's not only, even if you have succeeded, exceeded actually 5%, 6%, 4%, then also include it. Okay, led a team initiative that increased customer retention by 10%. Okay, and what are the challenges faced? Balancing multiple client accounts led to what? Occasional delays in reporting, and that's really obvious because when you are multitasking, there will be delays. Okay, but you have to write this so that in future it could be that when your manager, supervisor see that okay, he was handling multiple clients, then we must provide one helper, or we must allocate that task to more people. Okay, implemented a CRM system to streamline follow-ups and improve efficiency. Okay, that could also be a solution, multiple people or a proper system. Next is skills evaluation. So communication, that was excellent. Time management, yes, it needs improvement. Areas for improvement, so seek mentorship for advanced negotiation skills, and participate in a time management workshop. Okay, because yes, in skills evaluation he said time management needs improvement, so he himself analyzed that this is the area I need to improve, so I need a time management workshop. Okay, I need to participate in a time management workshop. Next is okay, let's discuss about the benefits of self assessment for employees and employers. So for employees, definitely, it enhances self awareness and accountability, encourages career development and professional growth, and empowers employees to take initiative in their development. Okay, these are very obvious. And for employers, or you can say managers, it provides a well rounded perspective when combined with the managerial reviews, facilitates open communication during performance discussions, and identifies training needs and skill gaps more effectively. Next is see potential challenges and solutions, because everything contains challenges. Whatever you do, whatever steps you take for assessment or performance appraisal, there are challenges, and this is also filled with challenge. But yes, we are going to discuss solutions also. So first challenge is subjectivity and bias. Now, what is the solution for this? So encourage fact based evaluations with evidence. I said If you are saying that I have improved, I have exceeded the targets, so where it is? Okay, you need to tell about the percentage, and that percentage will be approx or around, and that will be visible. Okay, next is understatement or overstatement. Now you have to provide guidelines on balanced self assessment. Lack of honesty. Now, see, this will be there because we all know that as we are human beings, though we will either say a lot of sweet words, or we will try to say a lot of negative words so that it proves okay, he or she is fair. It could be means, okay. So we have to promote a culture of trust and growth, not punishment. Okay, even if you trace, okay, this is not a honest statement or something, so you must create a culture of trust and growth. If you will be punishing the people, you will be removing them, or you will be demoting them, or you will be punishing in any way, then they will never be honest. Okay, so that 5-10% we can ignore also. If they are dishonest, 5%, 10%, 15%, then it's okay. But if you will promote a culture of punishment, then they will be dishonest, they will be completely dishonest. Okay, next is inconsistent evaluations. Standardized self assessment templates across teams. Okay, how you have to self assess and how you have to present it. That you need to create proper templates, and you have to circulate it, and people will be evaluating on those terms only. They will be actually evaluating on those terms, and they will be presenting based on those terms only. Okay, this is was self assessment. Now let's conclude this. And self assessment plays a crucial role in performance management by encouraging employees to take ownership of their development and align their efforts with organizational objectives. So when combined with the managerial reviews and peer feedback, 360-degree assessments, it provides a holistic view of employee performance, fostering a culture of continuous improvement and professional growth. So this could serve as an important tool for assessing employees performance during performance appraisal, and this can actually help lot. So this was all about self assessment, performance appraisal. Now in the next session we are going to discuss about managerial reviews, and that will be a great session. So please be here. If it's helpful, please do let me know in the comment section. Till next video, all the very best. Stay happy, stay safe. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.